Yo, what is up, my guys? It is your boy Press Buttons. Welcome to another episode of This Is How We Press Buttons, guys. Woo! I'm your host, Press Buttons, and this is the podcast you all love. So, today marks the official day 2 months of the Switch. So, my Switch is officially 2 months old. I got it, 2 months ago, exactly 2 months ago. I remember I was so excited to get it, and I didn't walk out until it was 1 o'clock, right? If I'm remembering correctly, I walked out till 1. So yes, and it's about to be 1 o'clock, too. So or no, was it? I think it was 1 o'clock. I think when I got it. But anyway, I am so happy that I got this. I just was just so stoked to get it, and I have it in my hands right now. Wait, I'm just gonna talk about it. So it's been officially 2 months. This is my 2 months review of having the Switch 2. So I love it. Okay, it truly is an amazing console. I have just absolutely enjoyed playing with this, and I really just love it. I'll talk about the features. Is it really worth getting a Switch 2 after me using it for 2 months? Yes, it is. If you have an older Switch, for sure. If you have really any Switch, it's really, really good to get another one. So the only one thing is I want to talk about before we talk about more about my Switch 2 is there are tariffs, and the Switch prices, at least for Target, at least they are officially raising the prices for the Switch. So the prices, I will go on Target and tell y'all. I think it's only Target as of right now. I don't remember. I'll look at Walmart as well. But I remember right now, Target is doing this right now. And yeah, so let me go look at it and I will tell y'all the updated price. Right now, actually, I looked yesterday. The Switch 2 is actually in stock at Target. So go ahead and get one. Okay, so the Switch, the regular Switch, is now $340, almost as much as the OLED. And the Switch 2 and the Switch was $300. So that's a $40 price increase, which is insane. I don't see any price increase or whatever for the Switch 2 as of right now, although that probably could change. The Switch OLED is now $400. That is a $50 price increase. Which is insane. The Switch Lite was $200, now it's $230. That's a $30 increase for the Switch Lite. Like I said, the Switch 2 prices have not changed whatsoever as of right now, although it could change. Let me go look on Walmart and see. And you're probably wondering, what are tariffs? Tariffs are basically what President Trump wants to do is, if there is something that is not made in America, he wants to charge a tariff because he wants everything made in America. So basically, the Switch 2 is for Nintendo, right? Nintendo made the Switch 2. And Nintendo is a Japanese company. So basically, they have to pay the tariffs to send it over to the US. So that's why there's a little bit of an increase of price. That way, they're still getting the money that they need for when they made the Switch. Okay, so let me go and search out the Switch on Walmart and just see if there is any price increase. Okay, so it looks like the price is, yeah. So the Switch OLED is $400 on Walmart. The regular Switch prices have just very different prices. Like it says $277. It looks like there's a sale, but it looks like the sale was from the $330 price tag. So yeah. So it looks like the tariffs are on here as well. It shows the Switch Lite are $183, which that's not true. I don't know. Walmart kind of weird with their price. I don't really understand. Like, there's some with cheaper prices, some with higher price, you know? But, like, on here, again, the Switch 2 does not have any price increase whatsoever as of right now. And you can buy Switch 2 on Walmart as of right now. Of course, they could sell out at any point. So, if you are looking to get one, make sure you go ahead and buy one right now while you're thinking about it, because when they're gone, I don't know when they'll come back again, which I'm surprised because the PS5 was actually a little bit harder to get. It literally took almost like an entire year just to get enough for everybody to have one. The Switch 2s were a little bit easier, but comparing it to the PS5, the Switch 2 is much easier. The PS5s were much harder, much more rare to get. Because it looks like the prices have not increased on the Switches at all. So it's like they're still the same, although they probably will raise the prices at some point. So I'll go to Walmart and buy them before they increase the price. Now, the Switch 2, at least for the Mario Kart Edition, you have to request an invite just to have access to buy it. So you have to request an invite so you can buy the Switch 2. And that's for the Mario Kart bundle. I don't know about the just the regular. Let me check and see. I'm sure it's probably gonna be the exact same. Yeah, regular Switch, you do have to have an invitation. So, So I would get the Switch 2 if I were y'all, or if y'all were really just wanting to get an older Switch and not have to spend a lot of money, then I would make sure you buy a Switch right now on Amazon before they go up because of tariffs, before the prices go up because of tariffs. But anyway, so yeah, I want to go talk about this Switch, okay? So Mario Kart World was a great launch title. I honestly really like it. I like the open world kind of view of it. I like all the new items you can use, like the lunch bags, the food you can eat to make you go faster. I like the maps. The maps are great. I like the Mario Kart circuit, or it's like the first map, like the default map. I really like it. And yeah, and I'll tell you some other games I got. So I have Marvel vs. Sparks of Hope. Now, Marvel vs. Kingdom Battle, I want to talk about this for just 1 second. Marvel vs. Kingdom Battle is not a Switch 1 game, right? It was at 30 FPS. But on the Switch 2, it runs at 60 FPS, which I found very, very insane. Now, for Sparks of Hope, it still runs at that 30 FPS. Now, I do have Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I got the Switch 2 edition. I will go and launch it. I just launched it. And something I just love about the Switch 2 is it loads very, 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 very fast. And that's just something I absolutely love. And yeah, so I've been loading in for about 15 seconds, not loading, and I already chose my world, and it's loading, and I am in. So as you can see, or not you can see, but if you can tell, it does load very, very fast, and that's just something I really, really like. And yeah, I just love the Switch 2. The performance, because it runs at that 120 FPS, or mainly, I actually don't know if this Switch. I'm sure all the games run it. I guarantee probably Marvel's Rabbit Sparks of Hope, or not Sparks of Hope. Kingdom Battle does not run at 60 or at 120 because it's not a Switch 2 game. But of course, Zelda and Mario Kart World and all the Switch 2 exclusive games are going to be 120 FPS. A game, listen, y'all, a game that I am dying to get is the new Donkey Kong Bonanza. That is the game I am wanting. I'm putting it on my Christmas list. I need that game. It just looks insane. I need that game. I need it. That's all I'm saying. I played you can play the in-store demo at Walmart and Target, so I played the in-store demo, and it truly was probably one of the best games I've ever played on a Switch. And if you haven't had a Switch 2, you can go test it out at a Walmart. They have the Pro Controller. I love the new Pro Controller. It truly is an amazing controller. It feels nice and smooth with the joysticks. It feels good in the hands. And sometimes I noticed is the buttons are quieter. The buttons and the joysticks on the previous Switch for the Pro Controller was a little bit louder. But on this new one, it's actually quieter, which is something I really, really like. And yeah, so something else I have done is I have customized my Switch. So I have a grip on the back. I did tell my grandma wanted to buy a case of Risa. I told her which case I want. I will find the link. Yes, here's the link. It's called I wish I would say it out loud so y'all can type it in as you're listening. The Fanpol, it's all capitals FANPL, case bundle for Nintendo Switch 2, 2025 accessories, carrying case for Switch 2, and Joy-Con controller, with hard dockable protective cover, screen protector, 8 thumb grips, and a mecha style design. And it is $36, but it is on sale right now, and you can apply a 10% coupon on Amazon. So it is a great case. I actually really like it. I have no idea what the brand is, but I've had it for almost 2 months because I got this probably about a week after I had my Switch. And I like it. The grip feels absolutely amazing. The grip just feels so good on my Switch. It gives you a better gaming experience for sure. And I just want to give some praise to the Joy-Cons. I love, just when I first picked up my Switch 2 Joy-Cons, something that I just noticed was how smooth the joystick moved. The joysticks were so smooth when you moved them. It felt like an actual premium console. Like, this truly does feel like premium right here. And yeah, it truly just feels really good. And with the joysticks, with the thumb grips on it too, with the thumbsticks that I got from the company, from my case and all that, the bundle, it feels even smoother. And so I actually recommend you to get this case. It's really, really good. Unfortunately, you can't take the Joy-Cons off from the Switch with the grip on, but you just have to take it off. It's very, very easy. And yeah, so it's just a great console. I truly recommend y'all to get a Switch 2. I really want to play Cyberpunk on here. I want to see how good it runs, but I feel like playing Cyberpunk on Switch 2, I just feel like I don't know if I'd really be a big fan of that. I mean, and the good thing about it is it's on the go, but I just don't think the Switch 2 is a 100% like a replacement kind of for the Xbox or a PlayStation. Like I feel like the Switch is just more for take around like horrible reasons only. But I mean, I always play it at home. Like it's great playing at home. But I feel like playing Cyberpunk and all that, I just feel like it would be a better experience playing it on an Xbox or a PlayStation or a PC. But I feel like the Switch does run it at 120 FPS with the HDR display. Something that I do hate that we don't get is the OLED display like we got on the Switch OLED, but we do get the HDR on the Switch, which is okay. Or not okay, but it's good. So I'd rather have an HDR display over an OLED. And I do love that we get the 4K on the TV. That's just something I really love. Now, you can play 120 hertz on the TV, but you have to be in 1080p or 1440p for the TV resolution. If you're in 4K, you're only going to get up to 60, which my TV doesn't get to 120 FPS or 120 hertz, so I just keep it on 4K. Fortnite. I want to talk about Fortnite on here. Fortnite runs really well. 60 FPS feels like you're playing on a natural console. It feels really good to play on a Switch. Honestly, it's not buggy or laggy. It actually runs really well, and it sticks at the 60 FPS too. So the Switch 2 definitely is a next gen console for sure, and I just absolutely adore. And just want to give praise to the Joy-Cons you can take off the Joy-Cons without slotting it. It's magnetic. That's just something that you just have to give praise for. Much easier to, geez, these ventilation little fans on the bottom of the Switch, it's pulling my leg hair and it hurts. But anyway, I love that you can take off the joystick or Joy-Cons with the release button and just pull it off, and just the magnet sound, like just putting it on the Switch just sounds so satisfying. Like I wanna play it for y'all. I will take my Switch out of the grip real quick, and I want to tell you, or I want to do the sound real quick. Just listen to this. So I'm gonna take it off, y'all hear it, and then it just sounds, I just love the sound, 100%. Now, I want to talk about the game chat. I did use the game chat, and it's good. I only have one friend added on my Switch that has a Switch 2. I don't really know anyone else that has a Switch 2 besides my one friend, but we played some NES. We played the Nintendo Switch Online games. By the way, very worth it. $20 a year. I mean, literally $20 per year, which is insane. You get cloud backup, because what if your Switch breaks? You're gonna lose all your access to all your games, or if you get a new Switch, you're going to make sure that you buy at least a month of Switch Online before you go and get a new Switch. And but the game chat did run really well. I did try plugging in a webcam, like for a laptop you have a webcam. I tried plugging that in with the Switch docked. I plugged it into the USB on the dock. It unfortunately didn't work. I wonder if it would work if I were to have a USB-C camera. I'm sure they probably make them. I've never seen them before, but I guarantee you they probably make them. I wonder if that would work. I wonder if you don't have to use just a Switch camera, because who's gonna pay $60 for a camera? Like, that's just outrageous. I feel like they should add webcam support on the Switch 2. They should do an update where they can add the Switch 2, where you can add a webcam on the Switch 2. That would be something that would be really good. But anyway, great gaming experience. Love it. It does have a little bit of heft to it, but not very much. It feels a little bit heavier with the grip, I guess. Maybe because it just feels a little bit bulkier. But it feels fine. Like, I played for I played for a while one time, and I was just fine, and it didn't get heavy. And yeah, and it truly, like I've said like 10 million times already, it's just an incredible console. This is such worth the wait. And I do also love the way how you can charge the Switch 2 two ways via the USB-C on the bottom or the top. So maybe depending on what kind of situation you're in, maybe if your charger is all the way across your room, you can just plug it into the top of the Switch, and that way you will still be able to charge it and not have to bend your cord or anything like that, which is, I honestly have not used the top port really very much. That's really just going to be more for your webcam. So if you are, or for your Switch 2 camera, so if it's docked and you need to have your Switch 2 camera to talk, or for your friend to see you, then that will be worth it. But yeah, but anyway, I'm just very, very excited. I just love, I need Donkey Kong Bonanza. I want the new, not new, but it's a remaster, I guess is what you'd say. I have I want to get the new, not the new, but the Kirby in the Forgotten Land, and there's a DLC that comes with the game only for the Switch 2 only, and it's Star-Crossed World. I've always wanted Kirby in the Forgotten Land, never got it, but I need the game now. That's the game I really want. I want that and Donkey Kong Bonanza. Those are just the two games I really want. But if I had to choose, I would have to choose Donkey Kong Bonanza because it's a Switch 2 exclusive. And one of my friends already has Kirby in the Forgotten Land, so if I wanted to play on his Switch, I honestly just could just play on his Switch. But I just would like to have it on my Switch so I can play it whenever I want, and you know, and all that. But it's like I've said 10 million times already, it's a great game, or great console. Really recommend it for, this is gonna be probably the biggest Christmas gift. It's gonna be hard to get it for a Christmas gift, so if you're trying to get this for someone for Christmas, I recommend you getting it now before they will sell out and also the tariffs start bumping in for Amazon. But you do have to request, of course, you do have to request an invitation to buy it, so you should want to be sure that you request it, so that way you have a chance to buy the Switch 2 for a family member or a friend or anyone like that. So anyway, guys, that's gonna be it pretty much for today. Oh yeah, something else I want to talk about is the design. The new UI is just amazing. I love, you know, like when you're selecting it, like going around, moving around, and you have that little square showing you where you're navigating at. I like that new color with the purple, the pink, the blue, dark blue, the light blue, and the pink. I like just the combination of that instead of just that light blue square. And although I do wish that they do add like a background, like I wanted something like brand new, like a new refreshed. The only thing that's gonna be different really here is the game chat. Now, game chat button on the right Joy-Con. I want to talk about that for a second. I don't really use the game chat button. I feel like there's really no need for it because if you don't have online, I mean, you are gonna have access to it until I think it's March of 2026. But the thing about it, I feel like it was just a waste of space. I feel like they should have added, they should have made it like an action button where you could have made it exactly what you want it to be. Like, kind of like for an iPhone, where it has the action button on the newer iPhones. It has like, you know, you can do, you know, like a different shortcut, you do it as a flashlight, silence your phone, or, you know, anything. But I wish that's what it was like for the Switch 2. I wish it was now you can change the button, but there's very limited things you can do. Like, you can change it into another capture button. There's only like a few actions you can do, and that was honestly about it. So it honestly wasn't even worth changing it, so I just kept it at the game chat button. But I feel like they should have, the C should have been a custom button where you can change it, like you can have it open up a certain game, you can have it open up an app like settings, or you know, something like that. Like I could press a button, I can launch Legend of Zelda. You know, that's just something that I wish that they brought, but they didn't, which it's fine. I mean, we couldn't have asked more for the Switch 2 really, because it's just such an advanced console, a huge step up from the OLED and all the Switches in general. But yeah, it's great, and just the faster loading speeds is insane. The performance, the graphics, and the FPS, the 120 FPS is great. Love having be able to play in 4K on a TV. That's just something I just love doing. And so yeah, so that's really gonna be it for today. I hope that y'all enjoyed this, and make sure y'all get a Switch 2 while you can get them, and also before tariffs start taking over the Switch 2. Alright everybody, thank y'all so much for listening, and I will see y'all in the next one. Thank y'all everybody, peace out.